YouTubers, this is Erin Wildman at Wild Ass Farms. Just kind of coming out today and checking on everybody, and feeding went well this morning. We had a few little hiccups, but nothing too bad. Everybody always thinks that the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, or rather, the food is better in somebody else's feed pan. Everybody's just kind of chilling, chewing their cud over in the cow side. Got a little bit of segregation going on today with the cows and the donkeys, but we put out 2 bales of hay, 3 bales of hay last night. This calf is getting a scratch. She's super calm. There's the other Gelvic Red Angus cross. This is one of our cows that is due in May. She is just kind of chilling right now. Our cows are pretty calm. The new one, not so much, but she'll get there. Not that common to have incredibly calm beef cattle, in our area at least. But with the rotational grazing that we're going to try to do, and with the 2 little girls that we have at home, I'm trying to make things a little bit easier on us as far as being able to move them without them being crazy and cantankerous. Because like I said, it's going to be Shay and Avery and I moving these cows every day, along with their calves and the couple head of donkeys that will be running with them. So I do make an effort to try to get them more used to me as far as close quarters and moving in the direction that I want them to go, a little bit more easily than maybe some other beef cattle are. They can be difficult at times to move, but as far as that goes, ours are pretty mellow. I'm out here every day with them. I feed them by hand, so I'm in their pen with them as I feed them, making sure that they respect our boundaries as far as space goes, and respecting each other as far as not pushing each other around too much. And that's just going to make things easier for us in the future as far as rotational grazing goes, with the girls and I being able to move them by ourselves. So we wind up doing a lot of our management as far as putting out hay and bedding packs in the evening time. One of the chickens thinks she needs to lay down. It's a little bit of a chilly day today. It's about 37 degrees. It was raining pretty good this morning, and we have in the forecast 2 more days of rain, which right now we really don't need because there's a whole bunch of mud. But, take what you can get, I guess. Like I said in a previous post, it'll help the frost come out and hopefully get spring on its way. Out here checking on this amended soil. It's kind of a combination of wood shavings and manure, straw, and cornstalk bedding bales that we had for our packs last year and the year before. We're going to be doing some gardening in raised beds when the weather shapes up a bit. So this is going to be primarily the bulk of what we're going to use for our amended soil. It's got a pretty good consistency. We got some clay around here, so you always see that, but it's really rich soil, and it's, like I said, it's been here for a little bit, so it's pretty ready to go. This is the pile that we're working with, that we're going to be flipping come spring and letting it compost down. That's usually what we do with our bedding after we move the packs off, when the calves are all on the ground and everybody's out to pasture. We just continually flip it during the summer with the tractor, and it turns out to look like that guy right there, which we will use for raised garden beds, as well as spreading on our hay fields and our pastures to help the ground and help the soil out. Laverne is just rummaging around, waking up, kind of meandering up with her day. She was awake this morning for feeding, and now it looks like she's wanting to bed back down and just kind of chill for the rest of the day. Like I said, it's kind of a cold, nasty day out, which is another reason why these pigs are kept inside right now. They are new to Wild Ass Farms, so Celia's always playing around. They are new to Wild Ass Farms, so we make sure that they are in a clean, dry area at this point, and someplace that they can definitely get out of the weather. They do, on nice days, have access to an outside pen, but on the cold, nasty days when they're just going to be staying inside anyway, we do try to keep them in. I am going to take a little bit of time today to talk about the feed that we feed our pigs, eventually our cows, and the donkeys as well. The donkeys generally don't need feed. For them, it's more of a trying to keep them away from everybody else and keep them occupied for the little bit of time that everybody else needs to eat. This is cracked corn, oats, wheat, and soybean meal, and also peas. We are going to, in the springtime and the summertime when we're feeding out feeder pigs, going to switch out the peas and add alfalfa pellets and bump up the protein level from a 16% protein to an 18% protein. And I also might add vitamin C as well to the vitamin mineral that the pigs will get. Vitamin C just helps them grow a little bit better and a little bit faster as they continue their progression as production and meat animals. This is what we are feeding our beef cattle. Currently right now they don't get that much of it, but it just adds a little bit to their diet. They mostly graze from the hay bales as far as dried hay, so mostly grass hay. We don't do a whole lot of alfalfa. Alfalfa doesn't grow very well here unless you add lye to your soil, but this is just corn, mineral pellet, oats, and some molasses for taste. It is considered a 16% dairy mix, but it works really well for making sure that our mamas have the adequate and proper nutrition to keep those little baby calves inside of them growing well. They also get minerals in the form of trace mineral licks, as well as loose mineral. The loose mineral that we feed, it's primarily salt and selenium. That just helps with hair and hooves, and selenium is a big factor as far as reproduction and production of calves, and also other little baby animals. We also do feed this loose mineral to our pigs. Selenium is something that pigs definitely need. Lactating and farrowing or gestating sows will need selenium. They do quite well on it. In fact, our pig enjoys this thoroughly. The one thing about pigs that you have to make sure that you do, if you do feed them a loose mineral or a mineral, is make sure that they have adequate amount of water. They absolutely need to have water. They can go into what's called a salt toxicity and actually can die from that if you don't allow them access to good clean water all the time. We do have an upcoming video that is going to deal with tractor repair. We do have I affectionately call it the garage tractor. We've had it for a little while, and kind of like a lot of other people that are homesteading and kind of getting into the mix of that, is you don't generally get to start out with new things. We do a lot of fixing up, so we buy things that are in need of repair and can kind of do things a little bit on the cheaper side, as far as not buying new and not having a payment. So we my husband primarily does a lot of the mechanic work. He does that as a trade for his job, and that is going to be one of the upcoming videos. He is going to be working on the 190 XT gas tractor that we have. We do have a diesel as well, a 190 XT. They are Allis-Chalmers, and we primarily use them for our hay production, as well as our feeding of the cows, their cows and donkeys, their bales of hay in the wintertime. and just kind of general maintenance around the farm for the heavy lifting type of things. So please stay tuned for that. I think it's going to be exciting for the people that are into repair, tractor repair, that kind of thing. I look forward to you subscribing. Hopefully you do. I appreciate all of that we do as a family and as a farm. Please hit like and subscribe, and hopefully you can tune into our next channel. Thanks so much and have a great day.